1830 December, correction, July the 6th of 2024. I want y'all to go ahead and do an exercise with me. This exercise is exercise for going to visit TReb on his world. But this is a lot different from a lot of the other exercises out there because there's no magic to this one. Well, there is, but there is no secret ingredient. It's just you. I want you to see the capacity for infiniteness in everyone and everything around you. I want you to see infiniteness itself in everything and everyone. I want you to see the capacity of the matter and the material, the items around you, to be and do anything, to not be limited to what you know them to be, to what you perceive them to be. And I want you to see that same thing in the people around you, that they are infinite, that their capacity is beyond what you might know, feel, or perceive it to be. I want you to see infiniteness in self in them. I want you to see the ability to be anything in everything around you. Once you see this, I want you to connect directly to TReb Bor yit-NE. I want you to feel his excitement and to feel his desire to go ahead and share and meet new beings and be that great reflection that he likes to be. And then I want you to look at life around you. What does it look like? What does it do? I want you to note your own being as well. Look at how it's reflective of you. Look at how it's a mirror of you. And now we go back and we do that trick again. See the capacity for infiniteness. See infiniteness itself in everything. Now feel your heart. Feel the most essential level of you. What do you want to live? What do you want to experience? You are your reality. You are your life. Everything around you. That's you. There was a lot that I experienced today. Something that built up to me iterating this. I was thinking about Mr. Rogers after I was thinking about how the Who's and the Grinch Stole Christmas, how they kept being themselves even when they lost everything. And I was thinking about that in response to thinking of how the Yit still would be themselves, even after so many of them were annihilated from that attack. They still come out and they be themselves. The Grinch didn't stop Christmas from coming. It came. In spite of everything. And that inspired a lot. And then I think about Mr. Rogers. I like you just the way you are. And I'm thinking about this. And as I'm reflecting on this, I remember when I was in bad health. And thinking about the idea that I might need an operation. That I might not survive. All these things were at the surface. And it was right at that time I'm going back to the very start of my life. And Mr. Rogers was there. And the episodes that happen to be up are of him going to the doctor. You could say, look at that synchronicity. And my thought in response to it, you could look at it that way. From my perspective, It's I'm not thinking of the way that I opened up the wording of this, but the idea was when you start living as I do, this can become very normal. And the reason why is because it's you. It's because when you open up to yourself, and remember, yourself is your universe, your reality, your story. That's what you are. That's what TReb and narrative connect to. When you open up to yourself, when you open up to that kind of infiniteness in you, then your whole self could work together. So when I need to know something, I want to be well, I want to learn something, my whole reality helps me. I integrate into that as a full entity. Everything around me moves. Everything around me works with me for me to grow into the kind of being I want to be. Everything happens around me. That's my body of consciousness working. Just like my human body works. And when you see that as you, it's easy for all this to happen very normally. So for me, it didn't feel out of the ordinary because it was like what I'm like in my dream state. And I become so acclimated to what I'm like in a dream state that it happening in my awakened state didn't feel like a shock. It felt normal. And when you understand your own being, all this stuff, the happening of this all the time can make sense. And you can even find ways in which it already happens. Ways that might not be obvious on a first glance, but you remember what I said about reflection. Go connect with TReb Bor yit-NE again, the same way that we did at the opening of the audio. Open up to yourself, open up to the infiniteness, open up to everything being a part of you, and then see the infinite capacity for being in everything. What you've done for that is you've unlimited yourself. You've opened yourself to being able to be yourself, whatever that may be. And now you can choose what that is at your heart. I want to be with TReb Bor yit-NE. Watch your consciousness move. Watch everything around you shift. Feel the energy. Feel the patterns and existence of what things do. And feel TReb Bor yit-NE as you start to match the patterns of the Yit's consciousness. Feel how your reality behaves like the reality of the Yit's. And now start to feel them. Feel yourself on their world. Feel the way life is there, and watch some of the effects of that life take in your awakened state all around you. Depending on what you want to do and what capacity you want to visit him, this consciousness can express in different layers. Depending on what parts of yourself you're focused, you can see him in different components of your own self. But this is a very great way not only to visit TReb Bor yit-NE, but to visit anyone, to visit any beings anywhere in a galaxy. That's the end of this one.